Ta-da! Alright, I got gloves. Ow, ow, ow. Here we are. It's Squatterman. Squatterman. Oh, sorry, that's Spider-Man. So we're just going to try to pull the Super A. And in the process, I think we'll just pull it off real quick and give a lift test and see how heavy the hive is without it. If it feels light, then I'll check some frames and maybe put some pull frames down. Pull, like they got like those old brown pollen, or those older frames that are turning black. They like to use them because they have to. They like last choice, it seems like. So if those are empty-ish, etc., maybe swap them. Normally don't pull that all the way out, so it's an extra step. A little puff down there, a little puff up there. Made a mistake. Friday I didn't use enough smoke right when I popped this open, and they all went and got popped right on my hand. Oh, that's really This is how your covers get jerked up. So I made a pop sound, so like a really think that it's not an imminent destruction. It's approaching still. Alright. 3 bees. That's a good sign. So the ideal, late in the season Super, I was hoping they were still damp, some of the frames. So I was hoping they would pull any extra nectar, they would consume it or pull it down or cap it. And then the ones I pulled up in Indiana, they pretty much had done that and weren't doing much with them. I think there was 1 or 2 damp frames. Alright, so not a ton of bees up there. I'm not going to pop them. Alright, we're removing these regardless, so we'll pull out the Beetle Blaster type. Oh, hopefully without destroying them. There we go. Gotta go down the side. So they've got all nice and propolis stuff.
You want me to get the camera and hold it here where you can see it?
If you want to. Hi! Alright. Thank you. So this is a Beetle Blaster trap, and I'm trying to get they've got it nice and glued in here. I don't know if it's the actual brand or the knockoffs, I'm sure. So they caught exactly 1 beetle in there. Ooh, so I have a project. Somebody called the Bug Farmer came up with he found a handheld vacuum on Amazon, and he modified it to suck beetles up, because this is what we were using in other traps. Well, I guess he didn't use it, and then I tried to come up with something I could hook to a vacuum cleaner this year, sadly. And the vacuum cleaner is, working. So that experiment will wait. So here's some propolis. So you could make like tinctures with this, and it's really sticky. They use it to glue up spots in the hive. So if you've damaged the hive, like here's some missing wood right here, you can smear that stuff and just give them a little extra seal there. Boom. And dun dun. Oh, there's 3, maybe 4 and a portion. I don't know. So I've seen those work really well. I think early designs, I've gone through this before perhaps. This used to be more sealed up with this shape, and so there's a hollow under here, and the beetles would hide under there. But since they re-engineered that, it doesn't seem to be a problem. Alright, so there's that. I'm sure those will spill and make a big mess before we're done. Alright, so might as well look. So we're going to try to take this off without any extra stuff, except the brush and smoke. Keep the smoker going. So the smoke will hopefully keep pushing them down. Alright. And you can use these tools to separate the frames too. Alright. I'm just going to pick it up. Pretty light frame. Just covering bees. There should be no queen up there. Now, see, I don't like that. There's nectar on there, but what can you do? So we'll just shake them off for now. And we're just going to lay that down in the grass, kind of, sort of. And rinse and repeat. Now, sometimes I like to use an empty super box, which we could have brought with us. We have on the property. Come on up there. It's good. Alright. Pretty yummy looking. I'm just gonna do a little. Okay. It's a beetle or two. Just like that. It's not that hard to get bees off a frame. Don't really need any special contraptions or stuff. Now, that's still got a lot of nectar on it that's wet. It's crazy. So what I might do is make the executive beekeeper decision. I might just 3 super this hive. So, or 3 box it, 3 deep it. Or I can let it go another month. But I don't see any goldenrod around. Right in there. Of course, you got the J-hook one. Pull the frame apart. Oh, you already got this one. Thank you. All right. So we'll see how many of these are wet or not. So check these out. All right, so this is all still wet here. Like they're still working it. That's crazy. All right. So adaptive beekeeping. So this is probably why you want to get stuff off earlier in the year and get them more condensed down. Because it's what, mid-October almost. The beetle. So I'm going to go ahead and empty this like I am going to take it. And then look at these bottom boxes, I guess, which wasn't really what I wanted to do. So what kind of action they got going on. Yeah, they're all the same. So, maybe I don't want to keep going. Because as wet as those are, I still don't want to take them and I mean, I wouldn't want to extract them for honey as much nectar is still being in the frame. So like this one's almost dry. And still even that little bit. It's just crazy. What are they doing? What are they looking? So, I think what we'll do is reverse steps. Alright, so these are less developed over here. Alright, so that, see. I have another hive over here with 2 of these boxes. Alright, let's do separate it here. Maybe. Okay. Alright. Hopefully I don't tear up the Chinese woodware too much. There we go. Try to keep it facing the same way. And then cover them up. And just lift this. Oh my god! No, that's like well over 100 pounds. Wow. So since we're not worried about these bees starving at all, I'm just going to put the super back on with the frames and cover it up and leave.
Okay.
There's no point in doing anything else. So we'll let them work it to the bloody end here. You know, if I gotta call it quits in mid-November, I'm not worried about them surviving at all. See, they're all out on the edge here, so I need to put that super back on there so you can brush stuff like this. Gets them up in the air, sort of, too. If you want to be nice, you can scrape off a dead bee or two. Alright, we're going to smoke that. Smoke under there. Grab that. Alright, now I'll show you what we're talking about. What's the big deal? Okay. These frames. Here, I'll turn so you can see the sun glint off. So the nectar.
Trying not to get my shadow in the way.
Is it glinty?
Yep.
Okay, so these frames, they're still being worked. Now this is obviously, I can't, oh look, we got a visitor. You know who that is? Mr. Yellow Jacket. So that's why you don't want to leave your hives open very long. But I'm really not detecting the goldenrod smell at all. Are you?
No.
I mean, I would, based on the color.
It was a very light year for the goldenrod up here.
Well, they seem to have found whatever was here and totally destroyed it. Can't imagine that other hive. That's crazy. It's been a weird year. It seems like everything was late. Got started late, maybe. Ooh. Ooh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We're gonna go for it. We go for it. Alright, we'll fall. Telegraph my move here. Oh, oh, oh. Need some more. Just sweet and delicious. I'm not sure. It's not like heavy or pungent or anything. It doesn't taste like goldenrod. So, whatever. So yeah, normally You would want to have all these supers off here by now. Oh. Nothing wrong with the late season flow, I guess. And see, so the concern is usually if I leave my supers on too long, then the bees won't put enough resources down in the bottom two boxes for them to get through winter. So then I've got to go through the bottom box and make sure there's no empty frames and swap out frames from up here, down there, etc. But these bees up here just seem voracious, and we are going to harvest it all. Got to find all the flowers. So we're going to let them just continue to work this box. So what I hope's going to happen is at some point they'll stop finding fresh nectar. They will start consuming the nectar that hasn't been turned to honey yet, thereby pulling the nectar out of these frames eventually. And then all that will be left will be capped frames for the winter, which will have plenty in the bottom, and we'll just come back and grab the stock at some point. Odd, very odd. Like what we call adaptive reactionary beekeeping. You know, you can have a plan, but the bees ultimately got it figured out. So, oh, should I put my semi-successful beetle traps back in there? You know, those could be the pregnant beetles that will lay eggs. You know. See what someone started putting apple cider in there, beetle traps. So that's interesting. Yeah, we'll put these back in, just like that. So bees have a great temperament. I'll sell you this queen right now for $1,000. If she makes it next year in the spring and starts throwing off swarm cells, it'll be $3,000. There you go. Crazy. And you have a hive like even more crazy. And yet they're chill. All right. Squatter man. Where's the squatter man? He on this side? Yeah, he's over here. So, I don't know that without Rex Bear, I would even know what squatter man is. It's so funny. See, I have a whole different concept, or another. I think. Do I paint it on here? Yeah. So on the back side, the wagon wheel that shows up. So a circle with an X in it. Sometimes even has a circle in the middle. Ransom. Ransom. Ransom had the idea that hey, sometimes the XYZ axis geometry thing is drawn from a certain angle to where it looks, where one of the axes converge and it only looks like there's two, when really it's because the third plane's behind you. So is that alerting us that the panel is drawn in 3D as a scene and not just successive layers of different people doing different works? But no, there was a whole thing going on in the valley below. So you're looking at the panel and it's got this wagon and there's all these figures, and you look over here and there's a valley where they just painting a scene that somebody saw. That's what I'm going with. In some cases, why not? Why wouldn't it? Why wouldn't somebody do that instead of just drawing single figures? Why wouldn't they draw a whole scene at some point somewhere? Well, that's not even crazy talk. So, what if? So we need to send them back out there. And then I've said, what else that they should do? Oh, get these, like some of these phones have LiDAR or similar. You could do like some fancy depth perception. Maybe layer separation like they've done with the scrolls and such lately, like those burnt. God, I'm really bouncing now. This is extra credit section. But what was the, recently there's like some burnt scrolls that they've been kept under wraps and afraid to touch. When they finally use some kind of fancy laser to read the characters off in layers in the ash. It's crazy. So there you go. Do the same thing with glyph panels. Let's go get them. And then we can end it by saying this is why some people edit their videos, so you don't see the goofy stuff. So this is our tripod. Do we want to just keep it going? Oh my God. Just keep it going. Okay. So Stan, tell me. Uh-oh.
I just gotta turn it on.
Bye, bees. Later. So yeah, that's really weird. I was hoping to pull supers. Not that I wanted to extract more honey per se, but oh, and the honey extractor, I had to stop. Ouch! I gotta take it apart. The bottom bearings make a noise, so I gotta put some 1 or 2 drops of mineral in there. Food safe. I could probably use a little tiny dab of olive oil. Even better. I think that'd be fine. Why not?
That's good thinking.
And it's not going that fast, man. It'll be fine. Alright. Yeah, we'll try it. Alright, so, you know, another hive. We got a couple more spots. There was like where we turned around's a spot. We could put some. And then, like right in here, I think was another spot. Like right there-ish. Here, right there. Or right there. Okay, good. I thought I left 2 on this one too. All right. Whoop. Ding. A wing. So am I going to see the same thing? Probably. Probably make the same decision. Here you go. Dana White, everybody.
Yeah.
Somebody just recently won, was it on Wheel of Fortune? Like a record jackpot? Or record winning?
I would not know.
Which only makes sense. I mean, how much of a record is it with the inflation? Huh? Well, okay, so this is just pine, white pine I think, might be yellow pine. And then I've got some whey-based stain on it. That's it. It's like semi-clear. And then this is latex paint. And this is Chinese cedar wax dipped in wax cedar. Sorry. Well, it's not pressed newspaper, so there's that. And then this is the really top and the bottom to a different hive I made up at some point. Alright, we'll just do that since they don't care. And I think we're going to find the same thing.
Now, if you find the same thing where you're just gonna leave it alone, not take the top box off, and
right. So I'm going to pull out just a 3 or 4 frames and see what they look like. If it looks the same, that's, yeah. I mean, we could do, to your point, I know it's on there. What if, yeah, it's a, you hear that? It's like a marble, it feels like a marble block. That serves no scientific purpose, but it really ticks them off. Sorry. Alright, so I'm just giving a little, not that they need it, I mean, they seem super chill. Oh, there's a beetle right there. Oh, got in there. Fast little sucker. Ooh, got no stab myself. Alright, so the bees did all that work to seal those on there. Yeah, whatever. Gotta get under there without cutting them in half. Without stabbing, oh, probably just did. Without stabbing myself. So how did you get this laceration? Oh, beekeeping, yeah, we see that all the time. Maybe. Heave-ho! Oh my God. See, now, see the size of these holes? There's a bee in there. Okay, which is why I stopped using these in the brood nest area at one point. Because if a bee can wriggle itself in there, could a determined queen feel that something's, because they put propolis in here as well. A little bit of propolis underneath right there.
Mm-hmm.
It's aggravating. So it seems like everything we try to do to intervene just creates another problem. Or has its own, well, of course it would, you know, its own pros and cons. So, let that loose a little bit. Thank you, sir. I swear I was just looking at your bee tool. Oh, it's gonna come apart. Okay, no good. Which is why I try to separate the in between the frames, so I'm not pulling the top bar out. That's why I was cutting the wax in between. Plus it's a little chilly. It's only like 65, 67. Oh, oh. Pardon me. Same thing. Just really heavy frame. Oh wow, just tore the snot out of the middle of it. I hate when that happens. A little. You can see the beetles on there. They will overwinter with the bees. And the idea is hopefully the bees keep them occupied long enough to where the beetles won't be able to lay eggs and raise larvae. And so I ripped a hole in there. So I could do like I did before and go knock these bees off. Yeah, I'm not gonna. Crates, I don't think it doesn't think so, but I am going to reach down here with my other tool and grab that thingy there. Like that. So I put those back in there, hopefully. One, I won't scrape the bees as I put them down. And then in your brood nest, if you're doing this and you don't know where your queen is and you're putting that last frame back in, do that so you don't roll your queen on one of those pieces. Little tidbits. So, why are we going to look at a couple more? Just because. really gooey. So that's the trade-off. Work the hives when it's warmer out, and it might be a little easier, stickier, but then you're really sweating. Nice and capped frame, man, actually. Just one damn frame, one completely capped frame. Okay. Well, then what? They're coming after you?
No, I was just stepping back so I get a better perspective.
Oh, look at that. Completely capped as well.
That looks good.
Now, it's a little misleading because this is that yellow plastic foundation. So, I'll show you the next one's black. But on the other hive, that was black foundation, but that comb was like bright yellow, orange color. What would you call that? It's yellow, but it's kind of
It was.
commercial better. Alright, so I just want the black foundation. So just that one frame looks wet. It's got kind of the opposite result. So I'd almost take this frame around, see what I got here, and maybe pull this super, and then at least one of those frames back there is like almost completely new, like there's no wax on it even hardly. I could put this frame in that hive and then move on. Let's look at the rest of these frames here. So this is like short. See, I couldn't imagine having like 50 hives or 100 hives or 1,000 hives. I mean, obviously you'd hire people at that point, I would guess. This would have time to, I mean, I guess you'd just grab them, and with enough cap frames like this, that one frame mixed in wouldn't throw anything off that much. I don't think it'd hurt your honey at all. You would like parse that frame with these. Oh, look at that. There's two beetles and some bee legs. Okay. Okay, I think we're getting back into damp frames maybe. Yeah. Okay, no, this looks real good too. So that's been like opened and closed a bunch of times. It looks like they've harvested and then consumed, and so there's like 2 or 3 different runs there. At least 2 it looks like. And maybe it's just me. Like the comb looks different in different areas. Like it's got 2 different, like they were a couple weeks apart. Well, we know they were because that's what we looked at.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and look at the last 2, but if they're like the first 2, I'm gonna shake them. Shake them. Shake them. Shake it up. Shake it up. Taylor. Oh my gosh. We won't talk about Hollywood and its evil spirits. come on. There we go. It's one of the coolest things. I do like the new Star Trek, what's that, Paramount. It looks really good. So, just start doing that. Strange New Worlds, I think. That's the one.
Mm-hmm.
And the captain's hair has a life of its own. You think it's an alien that lives on top of its head. You seen that hairdo?
No.
Okay, so barely a little dampness in the middle there, so I'm not too worried about what to do with these. So, show. Let's take this one. Look at all those beetles!
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, there. There. So, what I think we should do is build a mechanical frame, a bottom board that's got like.
We got a yellow jacket intruder.
Oh, that's alright, they'll get it. They'll get it. It won't survive or make many trips. It may get away with a snack, but this hive, no way. It's too beastly. So just shake them. Ow. Deserve that. Come on. Why don't you get mad at me? I'm not doing anything wrong. Try to smush it between the frames. Remember last time he put them all back? Let's take them out. Frame, even with that, even knowing that that's got that in it, it's just pretty. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, oh, I need my gloves, Smoker. Okay. That was my fault. I should have a lot more smoke. Alright, I'm gonna go get my gloves. Alright. Wait! They were letting me know that they are just about over the adventure. Took one on the thumb pretty good. Drilled me pretty hard. That. Then smoked up there, so really it's a lot easier than I thought. Tilt this up. There. Hi, thanks for tuning in to Central Indiana Bee Stream. I'm James, and we're up in Michigan pulling the super off this beehive. So pretty much took them out, and we're gonna give them a little smoke, even though they're not that feisty. Try to remind them to ignore us. Okay. And pull the queen feeder off. Also smoking at, hopefully will tell the queen to leave the spot. Hopefully she didn't just get flung into the air. We hope. So, now I'm not going to scrape any of that off there. They can use these little corrals to trap beetles and then seal them up. Of course, it's going to be a pain in the butt to get this up in the spring. Wiggle that around. Didn't hear any crunches. I'll do another tip. Oh yeah. Let's do that. Oh. Maddy. So now we can take push the bees off here. Oh, don't walk on them. And then I'm gonna push these off. Pay attention to was where the undeveloped hive or frames were. I think these all look okay. That's fine actually. That's fine. A little dampness there. That's fine. There's a little damp on that side. Looks like it. Okay. Something like that. Oh my goodness. Oh! Okay. 70 pounds. Probably. Maybe 80. Okay, here. Yeah, that's some weight. All right. So next year That's really good for that Chinese cedar, I'm sure. Not a problem. Okay, so now you got the two on the outside. If yours looks thirsty, I'll donate those. So check the super or a smoker. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, that's not going to work. We expected that. It's okay. There's bees all over. Wet mildew. Straw. All right. Cooking smoke's taking forever. What time is it?
On the video, 46 minutes.
Okay, that's not too bad. All right. Next victim. All right. Oh God. My cell phone case will never be the same. This one, okay.
The other one doesn't have any supers on it.
Yeah, but we want to.
We still want to open it up.
Well, we'll do it last. That's fine. Might as well. That'd be a good break to get this honey super away. Oh, hey, hi. Group. All right. So. Really, set this. Yeah, I should be able just to. Do we want to do the same thing though? Do we want to look at like three of them, 2 or 3 of the frames?
Before we pull them out?
Yeah. Just because. Did you get both tools?
I just got the one tool.
Okay, well that's fine. I'll get the other just in case. Just in case. And every beekeeper has his favorite and his preference. And that is good. Work with what works for you. Ooh. Nice. Easy Weezies. Super chill bees. Give them a good layer of smoke. Yeah. That's about right. Yeah, just enough to where we don't need to hear them change their tunes. Yee! Yeah, this kind of worked up, looks like. And then you can decide whether to leave those in or not, based on them doing almost nothing and being a pain. And I've seen them fill them up before. And I had these white plastic reusable ones that had lids, but they were even worse about letting the bees get in there. So look at that. You got like 3 or 4. Ooh. It's a beetle destroyer. Beetle destroyer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. So next to nothing. You can sit on the ground, whatever. Yeah, that'll work. All right, so let's. Are you just gonna look at some of the frames first?
Sure.
See what we got or don't got. So I was thinking if it's like still 30% damp. Oh. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so dry where it's not capped. So just set that aside. Let's look at some moa. Uh-oh, that sneeze. Sneeze on the bee veil. Thank you. Oh. Must have been the bee buzzing. Oh. Okay, now, let's look at that. So it's like half. I say we just, I put it back in there.
Leave it.
And let's look at another one, like slide it towards you. Let's look at maybe 1 or 2 more. But yeah, I think we're just gonna leave this like we did the other, or the one on mine. It's like I even took some wet frames and then put them on. I have a newer colony that was in 1 deep. So I took a bunch of wet frames, or half wet frames. The beetles seem to be enjoying themselves. What's the other side look like? See, it's wet along the bottom, and then that's all wet in there, all through that area. Yeah. Again, I think we've seen enough. What do you think?
Yeah.
When you look at another one, that's fine. Hey, keep going if you want. I don't care. You gotta learn. Or satisfy your curiosity even. I stand for hours looking at stuff sometimes. Just like, what time is it? See, so let's dry around the edges. So if they all look like that, and it's also real thin, but then it's all fat there and full of nectar. So they were either on something to the very last minute, or they're still on something. Very interesting.
Did we switch one out in the middle?
Yeah. So this is like the 3rd super.
This one.
Yeah, so that's like a nothing frame, and then does it progressively, or we just got it in the middle like, no, then they get fat again. I mean, that's fine. That's, you know.
This hive seems to be working outside in.
Yes. Oh, he's going for it, folks. Dun, 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 dun. So that is a thing. Sometimes they'll go one side to the other, from the outside in or middle out.
2 beetles.
Oh. That's George and Ringo. All right. I'd like to thank everyone for coming along.
Right around the outsides.
Yeah. Nectar. Just very, and then that would be, so like I said, they all look like, that's what I was hoping to see, is that everything that was not capped was sucked dry. See, it's like exactly backwards, kind of. We should pull that. Well, again, the 2 supers, or the 2 brood boxes, are stuff. So it's not like they're missing anything. Or it's not like we're going to be holding them back through the winter. Like they're not going to draw more comb. I mean, they... Yeah, look at that.
That's a really fat one.
Yeah, and the other side's all wet around the edges. Alright, I might want to give them a little reminder of a little puffy smoke, just as a reminder. Keep up the good. There you go. Keep up the good vibes. That's right. Sometimes I forget, and then all of a sudden they get jumpy. I'm like, oh yeah, haven't smoked them in 4 frames. You looked at that one. You putting it back together? Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
That last frame doesn't look like there's much on it.
Yeah.
It's all open on the back side. Nothing's capped.
So yeah. So this is basically the 3rd super medium that they've worked, because we emptied one and froze it and stuck it in the freezer. Although the one, we only got 6 pounds out of the last one. So like basically one good frame and a bunch of little frames. Some of which like that little one in the middle there.
Yeah.
You know, since we have the rest of it, yeah, I'd probably go ahead and harvest that. So we should have, you know, that's probably a good 30 pounds. 1, 2, 3, 10, 20, 30, yeah, 30 or 40, depending on what happens. Really weird, man. Okay. Are y'all relaxed now? Oh, we didn't put those back in. Do we care? If we don't care, then we'll put them in the box. They're not doing much, it appears. Hey, who says hoarders don't have a plan? Look at that. All right. One more, or do we have time? As well as we started at 4?
Yeah.
So it's 5, and your game's at 7, and it's 40 minutes away, half hour away.
Yeah. Half hour away if everything goes perfectly. And then I need 10 minutes to get ready.
So we should have. So we're just gonna. I would like to have you look at maybe even just the top box, like the 2 outer frames, maybe even on just one side or the other. Like I think the ones on that side, on the right side, I gave them so we could look and see if they did anything to empty them or cap it. And then we can pull those 2 damp frames out of mine and shove them in there if we need to, or think we should. Give them a little boosty. And of course, we could just do this real quick. Just dip it. Got a good weight. It's better than I expected. So yeah, the frames closest to you are, I think, the ones I put in, but I don't know if I put them in the top or the bottom. What's going on? What's going on? Oh, see, now this hive, yeah, it's the one that had the moisture issue last winter. Okay. So we're just seeing a little.
Does it smell funky to you?
Good, funky, or like weird, strange, funky? I don't know.
Strange. Not.
It looks weird. It's green. And then the way they got it all coated with goo, that's very odd. What's going on? I've never really seen that. They've cut they've coated.
Coated everything.
It's, are these the stalactite bees? Yeah, there's.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, but they've
6.
got a mold bloom around them. Looks like there's something growing around them. I think we leave them out. Yeah. I don't know. I think it might be more snake oil. All right, see if it'll come out. There you go. Survey says, there's like 5 or 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And there's probably 100 in there, so. All right, so I would say either side. This side looks like it might actually be easier to get into.
This side?
Yeah, but whichever. I wanted to look at that. Yeah, I want to see that one anyway. Let's see what strange and bizarre conditions exist. You can't do it. Okay, yeah. So, nectar, where they've opened it and consume. Alright, let's look at the other side.
This one smells funky to me.
Does it smell like sweaty socks? Well, here, let's look at the other side. And then leave that frame out. If you want, you can shake it off on the top of the hive. Just make sure the queen's hopefully. Alright, let me see if I can give a whiff. Well, it's not wafting out. I don't know. I don't smell anything funny, but
Nothing that you're concerned with?
it's just not hitting me at all. I can certainly smell aromas. I was smelling breakfast this morning. We're concerned at all. There's brood. They look really good. I would say put it back in there. And let's just tiptoe away.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't need to give them anything. Looks really good. Even if you want to lay this down a little bit or tip it up. A little more. There's like some colors underneath. So it's a bee bread frame. That's very cool. So they've got pollen, and then they will ferment it with a little bit of honey.
Trying to remember which side
You got it the way, yep, that's the way it goes. So, all right, let's stick my nose down here again. Excuse me. Here, you hold the camera. No.
It reminded me of that fermented honey that we had.
Yeah. Oh, hi. Well, we shall see. We're going to make sure we get the entrances cut on these for the winter. Or come up with something. All right. Does it have... Not enough touchy. All right. All right, thanks, sir.
Thank you.
Maybe